Welcome to Lesson 3 in our poetry series. Our objective is, today I am defining and identifying similes, metaphors, and personification so that I can become a more proficient reader of poetry. I will know I have met the objective when I have correctly identified figurative language and at least 4 out of 5 multiple choice questions. Go ahead and complete your 3 do now questions. Pause when you're ready. Restart the film to go over the answers. All right, question number 2 asks, what is the difference between a simile and a metaphor? So, a simile uses like or as to compare two unlike things, but a metaphor does not. Okay. Question number 3. What is the purpose of personification? Does it make a reader laugh, give life to non-living things, compare two things, or show how people solve a problem? Personification compares two things. A human. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's not that. That's a simile or a metaphor. It gives life to non-living things because it's giving them a human characteristic. So we could say, how do you know? It gives human characteristics. Okay. And number 4, why would an author use a metaphor? They would use a metaphor to make the reader laugh at something that normally isn't funny, to give the reader a better idea of what something sounds like, to help the reader understand one thing by comparing it with another, or to show the reader how life long ago is completely different from today. The answer to this question is C, to help readers understand by comparing one thing to another. Let's go ahead and go on to the next page. For our direct instruction, the first step we're going to take is we're going to match each type of figurative language with its definition to review. Remember, the more that you work on independently before reviewing, the better you're likely to do on our next quiz. Go ahead and match them. Resume the video to check your answers. Number 1, metaphor. A metaphor compares two very different things by stating that one thing is another. So the answer to this one is C. A simile compares two different things using like or as, and personification gives human characteristics to something that is not human. Let's review identifying correctly personification, metaphor, and similes. Question number 1. The sap on my hands from the pine tree was as sticky as strawberry jam. Okay, so the sap was as sticky as strawberry jam. So they're comparing the sap to the strawberry jam. So I'm going to put sap being compared to strawberry jam. Okay, and those two things, because it uses as, is a simile. Number 2. The hole punch angrily tore open the papers and swallowed 3 round bites. A hole punch can't be angry. Since this is a human characteristic, this is personification. So I'm going to write hole punches can't be angry. Okay. Go ahead and complete question 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own, remembering that this will be on our quiz for Poetry 1. All right, let's go ahead and continue. We aren't going to do this independent practice assignment called the Magnificent Bowl, so you can cross it out. Your exit slip is just a few short questions. Circle the best answer for each of the following multiple choice questions. Number 1, her first meal at home after being at summer camp was a king's feast. Is this an example of simile, metaphor, personification, or none of the above? Number 2, Mom's direction to clean my plate made me feel like I was handcuffed to the dinner table. Is this an example of simile, metaphor, personification, or none of the above? Number 3, Dad likes his hamburgers well done. He usually leaves them on the grill for 1.5 years. Is this an example of simile, metaphor, personification, or none of the above? Congratulations, you finished lesson number 3 of this series. When you're ready, you can move on to lesson number 4.